Huh?
Metal Eden was a game that I had initially chosen to pass up on, thinking it was going to be another roguelike. I simply placed it on my wishlist and kind of forgot about it. Then I saw all the reviews and the gameplay, and I knew I had to have it. Why do I feel like I've written this intro before? Created by Raycon Games, Raycon, however you say it, the same people that made Ruiner, a potential prequel that I haven't played yet. It wasn't a roguelike at all. Instead, it was an excellent shooter with an excellent story that far too many people slept on, reinventing mechanics used in other games into new and fresh methods. I was extremely happy with the experience I got. So let's unleash our hyperpower today, and let's take an extra deep dive into Metal Eden. Metal Eden takes place in the far future, when Earth has run out of room for people and resources. So, some creatives decided to construct a floating city above the planet Vulcan. Things go wrong, however, and you now play as Asuka, who may be more important than she seems. Working for Nexus, who may also be more important than he seems, to save the future citizens of the city. Or so it seems. The game is pretty straightforward, 5 or 6 hour campaign where you shoot, punch, and rip to get to the end of the level. The combat loop of Metal Eden is very similar to other modern shooters, allowing you to dash, double jump, and a prioritization of movement, as remaining still is usually a death sentence. Asuka behaves a little differently though. Remember earlier how I said the game reinvents classic mechanics? Well, instead of having a stamina bar, Asuka has fuel, which is pretty much just a stamina bar, but whatever. Dashing consumes fuel, yes, but also using her jetpack consumes far more. So you'll have to be careful when balancing verticality with maneuverability. Of course, you can unlock character upgrades to improve your fuel later on, but it is still a good idea to be smart about it. Along with the new fuel system, you also have a creative twist on the enemies' health packs and ammo packs mechanic, by granting Asuka the ability to core rip. Whenever Asuka is low on health and the ability has cooled down, Asuka can target an enemy and rip out their core, which is basically like their soul and very existence in this universe. She can either absorb it, granting her some health as well as giving her a few seconds to perform a hyper punch, which is a mechanic required to destroy enemy armor, or you can choose to throw the core you ripped out at enemies, dealing some damage and giving you back ammo. Both these systems can be upgraded, such as turning the core throw into a core launch where it fires like a bazooka, or allowing the hyper punch boost to last longer, giving you more time to select your targets and then fist them. Punch them, reducing them to nothing but red mist and a few bad memories. And we haven't even started talking about the arsenal yet. Metal Eden elects to use quality over quantity, with weapons being only a select few, but all of them exceeding at their jobs excellently, with each weapon having 2 additional fire modes. Even the fallback weapon of the game is really powerful, the machine pistol. An infinite ammo submachine gun that works off of heat, making sure the player moderates and controls their fire with it so the weapon doesn't overheat and leave you stranded. The machine pistol is the only weapon in the game that doesn't have weapon mods, but it does have upgrades. The first weapon the player picks up is the pistol. The pistol is shockingly strong for being the weaker of the video game arsenal, since they're small, so small guns must be weak. The pistol comes with 2 upgrades. Homing missiles that do an excellent job of taking down drones and other smaller, more annoying fodder enemies, and a laser mode, firing a really powerful laser that can bounce between targets and ignores armor. Next after that, the player then collects the shotgun, and it sucks. Don't get me wrong, it's good that it's here, but it really fails to deliver, dealing nowhere near enough damage even with its 2 mods, so the weapon practically requires you to use it only at point blank range. The mods are a burst fire mode, where you load 3 shells and then fire, causing devastating damage, and the other mod is ricochet flechettes, bouncing darts of death that are really hard to control or use. Overall, I would advise passing the shotgun. Third up is the plasma rifle. The plasma rifle is the first energy weapon the player is given in the game. Energy weapons behave differently to regular ballistic weapons. In-game, some enemies come equipped with armor, this green circle around them that absorbs majority of your regular ballistic damage. Energy weapons do double damage against armor, but half damage against the regular flesh. So the plasma rifle works more as a synergy weapon than a workhorse. The plasma rifle comes with the plasma bomb mod, charge it up by firing, then launch a devastating explosive, and the cryoblast, charge it up and release a blast of super cooled air. Both fun, both good, moving on. After that we have the SMG. In my personal opinion, the SMG is the best gun in the game. Performing as more of an assault rifle than a submachine gun, it delivers high damage with a moderate rate of fire and a very well balanced ammo economy. And its two mods only help to improve it. The first mod is a simple side-attached grenade launcher, you know, the traditional submachine gun grenade launcher combo. Fire it and leave behind a small area of fire to deny enemies. And on the complete opposite end, there is the sniper attachment. A fully automatic sniper mode, dishing out extremely high damage both to armored and unarmored enemies. After that, we have the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher is pretty good, practically melting armor and destroying unarmored enemies, but part of me does still wish it was just a standard rocket launcher. Thankfully, the weapon mods are excellent. The first turning the weapon into a sticky grenade launcher, changing it from a contact explosive, and the other weapon mod is a sonic blast. Hold down right click to charge it up, then release to blast your enemies, stripping them of their armor and maybe even their life if their health is low enough. And last but not least, we have the lightning gun. The lightning gun is supposed to be the BFG of the game, and I guess it kinda does that. It's an energy weapon, so it melts armor. It also does good damage to non-armored targets, but it does, however, suffer from having terrible ammo efficiency, just gobbling it up the moment it gets its greedy hands on any. Its weapon mods don't help this ammo issue much either, with the first being an alt-fire mode that launches an orb of energy that fires beams at enemies and fry them, and the other being a charged up lightning beam that charges up for a second, no shit, before firing an extremely powerful arc of electricity. In theory, they sound really good, but again, they just absorb ammo, barely leaving you with any for any of your energy weapons. While technically it's not a weapon, there are also some levels where you can play in Ramball mode, as if Asuka didn't look like Samus enough. Seriously, the resemblance is uncanny. They both even got super suits. Where is my super suit? The Ramball is an alternate playable mode where you can now roll through erosion hazards and gain increased foot, or well, ball speed. The Ramball comes equipped with another form of the lightning gun, dealing around about the same damage? It's kinda hard to tell. You can also fire up to 3 lock-on rockets. Now that is pretty exciting, right? Right? Look, I really do appreciate the Ramball's existence, but it's still kinda underwhelming. Maybe if it was used more or had more functions, it could have been better. Who knows? In its current state, it does, however, just feel like an afterthought. Hell, it's such an afterthought that I honestly completely forgot to gather footage for it. I'm just... Oh boy, look at me, professional YouTuber over here. Now, before we close out, there is one more thing I would like to discuss. Nexus. While it may not be too big a twist, Nexus is actually the main antagonist of the game. Brilliantly voiced by Keith Silverstein. Stein, I'm sure he'll tell me if I got it wrong or right. Who also voices the operator in the game. From the very beginning, something is off about Nexus. Just the way he behaves and speaks gives off the vibe that something is wrong. And once the truth is revealed, it is clear that something was very wrong. I think it would be best we talk about the story of Metal Eden first, and really come to understand these characters a little bit better. A long time ago, there was a man and a woman. The woman loved the man as a friend, but the man loved her as something much more. The man and the woman had 2 friends who shared the same dream as the pair, building a future for humanity on a faraway world. There was only one problem. The man only wanted the woman. He only shared the dream for her, not because of her. Eventually, they all achieved their dream, and began construction of a new home, Eden, floating above planet Vulcan. Now, with the bodies of engineers, titanic robots, they could easily oversee the construction of the city. Problems soon began, however, as they all fought over the pettiest things. All of it caused because the man had a different vision of the city that was tearing it apart from the inside, eroding the city and the engineers working on it. So a plan was formed. The ultimate conclusion to the dream turned sour. A plan to finally remove the man and put an end to the project. A bomb. The man didn't take kindly to this, naturally. Feeling betrayed by the woman he loved, he saw no other conclusion but to take her with him, wrapping his hands around her neck and holding them both there as the bomb finally detonated, ending the project. That man is Nexus, and that woman is Asuka. Damn right! Big reveal, Asuka is more than a soldier. She was the original founder of the city who was murdered by Nexus and had her memory wiped and sealed away so that she could be his and only his. If you guys need more proof, I literally have a whole page in my script of Nexus being a terrible person. He has said some truly horrible things to her, bordering on abusive in some cases. And if he was this okay talking to her like this when her memory was wiped, I can't even begin to imagine how he treated her in the past. Thankfully, Nexus doesn't survive to see the end of the day. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the incredible game Metal Eden. Originally, I had planned on going more in depth of the relationship between Asuka and Nexus, but that wasn't really the most positive topic for a silly gaming channel. So originally, I was supposed to have the Darktide video out, right now, but then, Fat Shark went ahead and announced the Skitarii, so I have had to delay the Darktide video just a little bit, and by just a little bit, I mean until the Skitarii drop, but in the meantime, I am probably going to make another short review in the short series. In case you haven't seen the first short series video, please, I beg you, go watch the Far Far West video. I'm very happy with how it came out. But, yeah. I will see you all when I get to my next thing and or Darktide. Ciao!